All right, welcome back, Out of Bounds Sports Podcast fans. Happy New Year. We are back. My name's Cody. His name's Don. We are your hosts of the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast. We took a little bit of a hiatus there. And
A little bit,
what was it, 2 months?
something like that.
Don was kicking into Overgear, pumping out some awesome sports content. If you want to check out all of our shorts there, you got NFL, hockey, some cool basketball highlight montages, a little bit of everything. Giants fans, we got some highlights there for you as well. So not much to cheer for, but
Not much to cheer for, eh?
New Year, new
That's
Giants.
hilarious. That's not much to cheer for. I'm loving that.
We're looking forward to the 2025 season for the New York Giants. We both got some new merch here. If you guys want to check it out, make sure you leave a comment below. We can get those things rolling from you, from our beautiful friends at Toronto Tees. Put together some nice stuff for us.
Do you know what I want to start off with?
What do you got there, Don?
You know my pal Baker, the touchdown maker?
You've been saying, you know what? You've been saying that for a couple years now. And at first I was like, okay, he's had a couple good games. But now I'm at the point where I can't deny Baker is the touchdown maker.
But did you see this past weekend why his teammates love him so much?
Well, no, I didn't see anything with Baker. I saw the cool thing that they did with Mike Evans, but what happened with?
That's what it was.
Yeah,
Like the game was over.
yeah,
There was I think 30 seconds left in the game, or maybe not even that. So it was over. But Baker's gone, no. If I can complete one more pass to Mike Evans, he ties Jerry Rice for the consecutive 1,000-yard seasons at 11. And more importantly, he gets you a $3 million bonus.
I was gonna say there's financial incentive. Yeah, historical.
So he's snapping the ball on the last play of the game just to give his teammate the Jerry Rice tie and $3 million.
Yeah,
I thought that he just seems to be just an all-around nice guy.
he does, and I'm sure Browns fans now are kicking themselves because of what he's been able to show in Tampa Bay. But that Tampa Bay team, they've got a lot of great camaraderie. Like they seem like they've got really great chemistry. The players are playing for each other. I don't know how far they can go in the playoffs, but they do have a team that looks strong. Like offensively, they look strong, and they're a big exciting team to watch. And they're not going to be an easy first round matchup.
No, and it may take them a couple seasons to get further in. But the plus side is that he's not that old.
No, he's still mid-20s, so he's still got a lot of years left to play.
Yes. So even if they don't get too far this time around, they can still take the time to build a team around him, because I would speculate that Evans probably isn't going to be around that much longer.
Well, yeah, this is his 11th season, because I think he's had 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons to kick off his career. I think he's always had 1,000 yards, which is pretty crazy when you think about his earlier years. That Bucs team was not very good, and they didn't really have great quarterbacks.
No,
before kind of Tom Brady, and then between Tom Brady and Baker Mayfield, they've 4,000-yard seasons, I think, between the two of them each year. But before that, Mike Evans was playing with scratch basically.
Yeah. Well, all that I know is that I've been saying for a couple seasons that he is the most underestimated quarterback out there, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. No one seems to have an answer for him, and no one, even if they do, he can run it, he can throw it, he can sling it like no other. He's got a crazy arm.
And how about the way he hits? He's a blocking quarterback too.
Yeah, and when he gets out in the open field, he's trucking guys. He's not just sliding down or running out of bounds. He'll go head to head with Josh Allen, sort of he'll run right through a freaking linebacker.
I don't recall the last time I actually saw him slide.
Yeah, he goes for every yard. He goes for every.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think we're into very, I guess, interesting playoff mode now too.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, speaking of the playoffs, we've got our matchups set, and kicking it off will be the two games on Saturday. We have the Chargers facing the Texans at 4:30, and then the Steelers and the Ravens at 8 o'clock on Saturday. Which so two AFC matchups to kick it off. And I mean, who do you got in those two games? Because Chargers and Texans will be an interesting one. The Texans have not
I have
looked
to
very
go
strong.
Chargers. I have to go Chargers.
Yeah, John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh, and I'd be happy with the Chargers as well. They should have J.K. Dobbins back as well, their running back. So,
And in our pool, because now it's in the playoffs, we have to go with the point spread. The early point spread is the Ravens by 9.5. I wouldn't give them 9.5. I wouldn't give. I wouldn't. I don't think. I think it'll be a closer game than that.
well, yeah. Regardless of how bad the Steelers are playing now, I mean,
They can't beat anybody right now.
yeah, I think they ended with a 3-game losing streak or something like that. Like they did not, and they played 4 game. And they played Cincinnati at the end, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
because they lost to Cincinnati in the last game. Yeah, so 9.5. That's crazy. I'd definitely be taking the Ravens, but not
9.5.
going on. Sunday afternoon, we've got the Broncos and the Bills. Then we've got the Eagles and the Packers, followed by the Commanders and the Bucks, and the Vikings and the Rams. Which matchup are you most looking forward to in the wild card weekend? Obviously, with the Lions and the Chiefs, both getting their first round bye, so they won't be playing. Which matchup are you most interested in?
I want to see Buffalo, and I want to see the Tampa Bay game.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Commanders can be out. My barber is a Commanders fan, so we were just chatting about that game earlier today, and like he was saying, like he's like, I don't have much like this is like a moral win for us already, like just making it to the playoffs with our rookie quarterback.
Oh,
like,
that's a real loser mentality right there.
Well, I mean, win or lose, the Commanders have had a successful season.
You know what? When you start a statement with that, you don't think that your team has a fucking chance. That's what that comes down to.
Well, I mean, you are under the underdog in this situation. And Tampa Bay had remember
how are they the underdog? How are they the underdog?
Well,
didn't they end up like 11-6 or something?
12-5 were the Commanders.
And Tampa Bay was 10-7. So how the hell are the Commanders the underdog? Do the math.
Yeah, obviously you go off record, but if you think if you look at the team situation, how they're built, you don't.
Do you even know what you're talking about right now? You go by the record. That's what you go by. The team record. If someone's 15-1, and like someone else is 8-10, or 8-9.
In the regular season, you can say that, but the playoffs are a totally different scenario. And if you had the 11 or the 12-5 rookie quarterback Commanders going against a 10-6 Tom Brady led Buccaneers, you would always say that the Commanders are the underdog in that game, no matter what the record. You have to be.
Why are you talking about Tom Brady? Why are we talking about Tom Brady?
Because I'm giving an example of what I'm talking about.
That's a piss poor example.
If you put him up against a sad, sorry Troy Aikman-led Dallas Cowboys, the Commanders would be the underdogs.
Let's just have a look and see what.
Playoff football is different, and rookie quarterbacks historically have not fared well in the playoffs. So yeah, I'm looking at this Bucs team who had a big win against the Philadelphia Eagles, who were the better team last year in the playoffs. They've got basically the same team. ton of experience. And I'm going to say that the Commanders are the underdogs against that Tampa Bay team. And the Tampa Bay's at home.
Okay. Tampa Bay is favored by 3 points. Okay.
Here you go. So even Vegas is saying that the Commanders are the underdogs.
Let me finish. Home team automatically is given 3 points. Automatically, because you're the home team. So it's even.
No, the Commanders are the underdogs in this situation. They're traveling to Tampa Bay. They're traveling with a rookie head coach, a rookie quarterback. Like any other situation, this is what it looks like.
You know what? You can tell you are a diehard Giants fan because you can make an excuse for anything.
I'm spitting facts here.
No, it's not facts. You know what? Okay. Your so-called underdog team has not only surprised a lot of other teams this year, but have beaten them pretty handily. Okay? I wouldn't call them the underdog per se, as last year, how much of an underdog Tampa Bay was against the Eagles. That was a huge gap.
Yeah, I'm not comparing them, but they're still. Well,
you brought it up.
What?
You brought it up as an example.
Yeah, well, I'm saying this because I was basing that off this team has experience.
You don't know what you're talking about. Anyway.
You are just denying it. Now you can't backtrack too far.
Early? Last time I checked out, I was the first ever Triple Crown winner of the pool. So, you know what?
That means a lot in the world.
And you got beat by your sister. So, yeah.
I didn't even think that hard about it. I just threw him in there. I was like, you know what? Long shot, Hail Mary. It's the last week of the season. Let me give some other people a chance.
That would not have put you over the top.
So you're gonna go with Washington against the Bucs, then is what you're saying.
No, I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Because you think that Tampa Bay's the better team.
Because I love Baker Mayfield and I want to see him win. That's why.
That should be a good game. I'm looking forward to probably Bills Broncos too. I would like to see a Bills Detroit Super Bowl. That would be my ideal pick. It'd be tough for both teams to get there, especially with Detroit's defense. But I don't know. I think they held up pretty well against Minnesota. And
I was going to say they had a pretty good defense on Sunday night, holding them to 3 field goals.
Minnesota, yeah, they got down a couple times, I think, in that game.
Close.
Red zone without coming up with anything other than
deep in the red zone.
Lost on downs a couple times.
Yeah, so you know what? The only game, oddly enough, that I don't have that much interest in right now is Baltimore-Pittsburgh. I've seen them a couple. I'm just sick of those two playing each other.
Yeah, usually it is like a historic rivalry, but I know what you mean, especially recently. I mean, they split the regular season, but I thought Baltimore won both games. I didn't realize that Pittsburgh won the first one. I forgot that they won at home. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, it's
like, who cares who wins that game?
Yeah, that one. I think because Baltimore finished second or third, or did Buffalo finish second?
Buffalo finished second.
Buffalo finished second. So I'm just trying to think of who would play the Chiefs next week. It's hard to tell because I guess they're all different records. But yeah, I mean, I don't personally like the Ravens, so I'd be happy if the Steelers won that game.
No, I can't stand the Steelers.
I can't see that happening with the way Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson are firing. Did you ever find out what happened? Did Zay Flowers actually get pretty hurt?
They haven't said yet. What do you think about the game between the Rams and the Vikings?
So I was talking with someone about this earlier today too. It's going to be interesting to see how the Vikings react to the Detroit loss. Like if they're going to come into LA just pissed off and ready to trounce the Rams, or the Rams have a lot of good offensive options. I honestly, that's a game where I have no idea who I'm gonna pick. Like, I don't even know what's the spread at this point.
Um,
Is it just like a 3 point home spread, or is Viking?
Let me take a look.
Honestly, that one I have no idea. I don't know what to think of this Minnesota team because they're obviously a 14-win team, but I've never thought of them as like a scary competitor. Like I don't think of them up there with the juggernauts like the Lions and the Eagles and the Chiefs and the Ravens and the Bills. Like I don't think of them up there, but their record says otherwise. So
1.5 point spread.
for the Vikings, yeah.
Yeah. The thing that I find interesting is that the Vikings have only lost 3 games now all season, correct?
Yeah,
They
14.
lost 2 to Detroit and 1 to the Rams.
Oh, they did play each other earlier this year.
Yep, Rams beat them. Their only other loss.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I think that one might not be a bad game either.
Yeah, I should have. The only game I won't really catch much of is the Bills Broncos, unfortunately, because I'll be working. But I should be able to catch most of the other games. Oh, I guess that's a Monday night one too. Monday night at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw an interesting stat. It's unlikely, but if the Chargers and the Rams can potentially both host the conference games, which means that both conference games would be at the same stadium. I mean, I don't even know how you'd get there because they both play the SoFi. So I just saw that if the Chargers would have to face, I think, the Steelers or the Broncos, because then they'd have to be the higher seed, and the Rams would have to face like the any of the wild card teams. So yeah, it's unlikely, but it would be a fun same weekend. So
all right. Ugh.
That's all we got for today.
I think we should wrap it up because we actually started beforehand, and I think at some point Zoom's going to cut you off anyway.
Yeah, freaking countdown. All right, well, this has been the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast. Back in the new year, back better than ever. We'll be coming out with some more content for you guys in the next couple weeks. We're going to switch up how we're doing things, try out a couple things. We're in a trial and error in the new year, but we're back and we're better than ever. All right, that's it for today, guys. We'll see you sometime soon in the coming weeks. We'll be back. We'll recap NFL playoffs, and we'll get excited for everything else happening in the new year. So until then, guys, take it easy. We'll see you next week.
See you later. Take it easy.